When planning the road to success, there are a few steps to keep in mind. Identifying and solving the cause, facing and embracing change, goal setting, and being accountable. We'll talk about this today on Sustainable Success with Chris Salem. New and healthier habits lead to prosperity in all areas of your life and business. Now, here's your host, Chris Salem.
Welcome to Sustainable Success. Hope everybody is having a great week. We can't believe it's already the end of May. It has been a crazy last few weeks here. Feels like it's spring or even heading into fall. I don't understand this cool weather, but we hopefully, for all of you, that you have summer coming in, and I hope summer is going to be here soon. Here we are in the New York area. If you are new to Sustainable Success, you found us here at the Voice America Business Channel on Lisbon. Welcome, everybody, if you're new. Again, we highly encourage those that are following us there also to follow us on Apple, as well as Spotify, YouTube, which we have our audio version of the show as well, and also our Facebook page at Sustainable Success 2017. There we've had many of our great guests and sharing their insights, words of wisdom, and expertise to help elevate you and your business to the next level. Today's show is being brought to you today by Alumni Direct. Alumni Direct is a new social media community platform dedicated to bringing alumni together from all different generational types and an opportunity to meet new people for the first time. Now, it is a membership program. It takes out all the noise out of social media. You get to come in and generate genuine and authentic relationships with the people you choose to interact with. It also provides a wide array of different services as a member that are not available to the general public. If you'd like some more information about Alumni Direct, check them out at alumnidirect.com. That's alumnidirect.com. Well, we got a wonderful show for you today. We're going to be talking here about Survivor, Turn Your Scars into Stars. It's a memoir. Yeah, this is somebody that has been on the show in the past, and he is going to be sharing some of the things that he had gone through that when instead of now reacting to it or just settling in those scars, how he turned those scars into stars and how he turned it into success. We're going to be here with Professor M.S. Rao, PhD, is a 21st century philosopher and the father of soft leadership. He's an international leadership guru and the founder of MSR Leadership Consultants in India. And with 44 years of diversified experience, including military service, he is the author of 54 books, including the best-selling See the Light in You, which we'll make sure to put the Amazon link, which you'll get that here later, and also be in the show notes. He serves as a columnist and author at large at Entrepreneur. He was published in over 300 papers and articles in prestigious international publications, including Leader to Leader, Thunderbird, International Business Review, Strategic HR Review, Development and Learning in Organizations, Industrial and Commercial Training on the Horizon, and Entrepreneur Magazine. Now, I can keep going on and on and on, but without further ado, we welcome Professor M.S. Rao to the show. How you doing, Professor Rao?
Yes, I'm doing good, and thank you for having me on this show. And it's, I think, the third time or fourth time, you have invited me to speak. So it's an honor to be interviewed by you. So I'm very happy. And I'll talk about my memoir today.
Yes.
And the challenges in my life. Yeah.
So let's start with that. Let's go back, like as we always say here at Sustainable Success, that any success that we obtain or that is sustainable has not come because everything went right. That's just not reality. It happened because we endured a process that had scars along the ways, challenges, obstacles, setbacks, even doubts that we were ready to throw in the towel. But through resilience and grit, we stuck it out and we made it. We came out on the other side, even though we went through a difficult period. Share with us your story, your memoir, where, what happened, what you learned from it, and how you turned those scars into stars.
Yeah, it's a wonderful question. So first of all, let me briefly explain about myself. I am a Professor M.S. Rao, and I have I published 54 books and with 44 years of diverse experience. And I was born into a toxic family and grew up in a toxic environment. And I don't have two-wheeler, I don't have four-wheeler, and I have lots of challenges and financial challenges. But despite all the challenges, I rose from the ashes like a phoenix. And I'm a storyteller and I'm an author, researcher, and I'm very curious and creative by nature. And and I create models, methods, and frameworks. So I do lots of things, and usually I wake up in the morning 4 o'clock, night 10 o'clock. So morning to night I work very hard, and I don't take any rest in my life. I keep myself very busy. But the challenge is that I had a brain stroke in the year of 2021. For the last 4 years, I am having health challenges, and my right portion of the right portion of the body was paralyzed, but gradually I recovered. But my right hand is still challenging, and my right shoulder and right hand has been numb. So lots of challenges in my life. So now I would share briefly with you about my memoir. 2 months back, I thought of creating my own memoir. And before the COVID, I thought of writing my own autobiography. But after COVID, I had health challenges and I was on the bed for a couple of months. So gradually, I am recovering. So I thought I can't create my own autobiography. So I decided to write a memoir, which is a small portion of my life. So this is about my memoir, and I would like to share with you how I was cheated by my father-in-law and brother-in-law, and the kind of toxic family I was born into, and when I was 18, I joined the Indian Air Force, and luckily I came out of my toxic family, and I became a soldier, and I served in the lowest rank of a corporal for 12 years in the Indian Air Force. So this is briefly about my profile. And if you have any questions, you can ask me, Chris.
Yeah. Well, share with us, we all of us have things we go through in our lives and careers, ups and
Yeah,
downs, and it's
yeah,
really, it's our attitudes and how we look at things
yeah,
that determine where we end up.
yeah, yeah.
So talk about, your process with us that, got you to, you wrote 54 books. You've achieved a lot of things with a lot of obstacles. So
Yeah.
share with us that process.
Yeah, I had lots of challenges. First of all, I was not blessed with a good family. And at the age of 18, I joined the Indian Air Force, and military life was very tough. And I was getting a small portion of money from Indian Air Force. And I was given a free clothing and a free shelter, lodging, boarding, everything was provided by a military. So every month I used to send my money to support my parents. Unfortunately, they backstabbed and betrayed. So this was a very big challenge in my life. And secondly, and I joined Indian Air Force at the age of 18. Then I started acquiring my qualifications through private education. People often think that I have acquired my qualifications from reputed universities like Cambridge or Harvard or something of that. But the fact was that at the age of 18 years, I dropped out from education. Then again, I joined the Indian Air Force. And the Indian Air Force also, I worked very hard. And every year we get 2 months of annual leave and 1 month of casual leave. That I have avoided, and I acquired six qualifications in the Indian Air Force. They are DME, BSc, MEA, MBA, PGDCLL, and PGDBM. So these are all the qualifications I acquired, and there are three things which I mention in my life. First thing is I visit libraries regularly. Second thing is I'm a fitness freak, and for the last 40 years I am hitting the gym. And third thing is that I visit temples. So these are all the basic things I follow in my life. First thing is going to temples and emphasizing spiritual leadership. Second thing is uh, 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 hitting the gym. So then again, visiting the libraries. When I was in Seattle, also I visited libraries. So these are the basic qualities helped me to come up to this level. And then again, I served for 12 years in the Indian Air Force. Then my father-in-law invited me to join business. Unfortunately, my father-in-law and brother-in-law backstabbed. So that was one more challenge. Then I did business for some years, but I couldn't do well. Then in the year 2007, I became a faculty member, and then I started working as a faculty member. And at that time, I had MBA qualification, which was required to join as a faculty member. So I joined as a faculty member in the year 2007. Then again, I joined for my PhD. I joined for PDC. I joined because of the brain stroke. Sometimes I am stuck. Please empathize with me. So 2007 I joined for my PhD, and 2011 I earned my PhD in soft skills. So like this, so many things I have done, and I made my debut as a non-fiction author in the year 2010. Then I published 54 books within a span of, I think, within a span of 15 years, I published 54 books. And 4 years I could not do anything. And if I had, if I didn't have this brain stroke, probably I could have published more books, and probably I would have impacted globally in a different manner. But okay, the good news is that I survived from my brain stroke and I am alive. And I am grateful to everyone for giving me this opportunity and about my sharing my story. Yeah,
Oh, great. No, thank
yeah,
you so much for
yeah.
doing
Thank you.
that. And thank you. Because when we hear other people's stories,
Yeah,
it inspires. And
yeah.
what inspired you, Professor Rayo? Like when you were going through these difficult times, like what was something that resonated with you and inspired you to keep pushing forward?
Yeah, there is some inner force or some the power of subconscious mind or something that was encouraging me to keep moving forward. And let me add one more thing. Right from my childhood, Abraham Lincoln has been my inspiration. So I take a lot of inspiration from Abraham Lincoln, and I also admire various leaders, especially Mahatma Gandhi's. Mahatma Gandhi. There are some other leaders like Nelson Mandela, then Martin Luther King, His Holiness Dalai Lama. These are all the leaders I like very much, and I often mention in my books. So, because of the power or because of the inspiration of these leaders, I kept on moving forward. Despite all the challenges and setbacks, I kept moving because of my positivity and because of the power of subconscious mind, and because there is some divine force or something, that was encouraging me to keep moving forward, and I keep moving in the same way.
Okay, great. Great. I love hearing, inspiration. I know I've had personally, certain people in my life that, that helped me through their example and resourcefulness,
Yeah.
that got me through some difficult periods, and, can always draw back to that, and,
Yeah.
and how it helped me to help myself during that time. So no, thank you for sharing that
Mm.
here. As we get close to the first break here, we have a few minutes to the break.
Yeah.
Share some insights. That like what was that for? Like maybe, and we can continue on in the second after the break in the second segment of what were some of the steps you took first to start really turning those scars into stars.
Yeah, this is the memoir I'm still writing. The title of this memoir is Survivor with a subtitle Convert Your Scars into Stars. So, see, life is not a straight line. Life is full of ups and downs. So we have to keep moving, and there will be setbacks, which is part of the life. We have to overcome the setbacks and we have to keep moving. So this is life. So I read a lot. So I enjoy books. All those things helped me to come up to this level. And throughout my life, I have read thousands of books in my life. So those books helped me to come up to this level. And despite having financial challenges and despite not being blessed with a regular education, so I kept moving and I acquired qualifications and I became a doctorate. So this is the journey, and I enjoyed a lot. And I think there is some reason because of that. Every person is born, so we have to take the positive aspects and keep moving. Yeah.
Yeah. No, so true. So true.
Yeah.
You got to trust that process, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
no doubt about it. It's I know for myself, I had to do the same thing. Like I used to get caught up in the control I couldn't control, and that's what led me to more stress, more worry, more
Yeah.
anger, more frustration. But when I learned how to focus on what I can control only and let go of what I can't, be
Yeah.
intentional versus being caught up in expectations, it
Yeah. Yeah.
it changed everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to be looking forward to hearing from you in the next segment. Where I know you're going to elaborate further how you could help the audience through your story. We
Yeah.
gotta go to break, everybody. But when we come right back, we got more to come here with Survivor. Turn your scars into stars. If you're just joining us, we're here with Professor M.S. Rayo. You can listen to the show in its entirety here later, and we'll be right back after the break.
What is balance? It's being true to your purpose and not being distracted by shiny objects, surrounding yourself with family and loved ones, nurturing your spirituality, maintaining healthy balance of emotional and physical wellness, and being present in the moment. Chris Salem creates awareness about unblocking mindset barriers for sales professionals, business leaders, entrepreneurs, and all types of people to have sustainable success at the next level. The solution evolves out of the problem or challenge. The issue is that many people and businesses manage the effect but do not address the root cause. You now have an opportunity to live your life and operate your business in the solution rather than the effect of your challenges. Schedule a time to chat about your goals and the person you desire to be by going to ChristopherSalem.com. We have group consulting calls, one-on-one, and other programs to assist you. It will be the best thing you do for yourself to see how sustainable success is possible for you in your life and business. Join us at the next level. Visit ChristopherSalem.com.
When it comes to business, you'll find the experts here. Voice America Business Network.
You are listening to Sustainable Success with Chris Salem. Send an email to Chris at ChristopherSalem.com. Now, back to Sustainable Success.
Welcome back to Sustainable Success. We're talking about Survivor, Turn Your Scars into Stars with Professor M.S. Rayo. A credible story. Again, he is sharing his memoir, which will be coming out soon, here to help inspire you no matter what you're going through or whatever you have been through. There is always something we can turn those very difficult experiences into memorable results. And this is a great story. Professor Rayo, talk a little bit about, I know you had a brain stroke,
Yeah.
And, and that can come on various levels. And sometimes people can bounce back, sometimes people can't, and they have to adapt to whatever type of stroke they had.
Yeah.
Share with
Yeah.
us what, when that happened and how you adapted to show how we can bounce back no matter how we can do it in any way we could adapt to any situation, how you did
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, good. Actually, I wanted to write my autobiography, but things didn't work out. Then I decided to write a memoir, which talks about basic things. One is I have a chronic back pain and internal allergies, and second thing is betrayal by my family members. And third, my brain stroke. These are all the three segments I'm talking. So I'll talk briefly about the brain stroke. During the second lockdown in India, my wife and I had COVID, and we were recovering from COVID. My wife recovered, but I suddenly collapsed. I didn't know what was happening. It was a very tough situation, and there was a lockdown, and I didn't have money at that time, and I was with my wife, and I collapsed. Then I was called by ambulance and I was shifted to two ambulances. Then again, finally, I was taken to hospital, and I was kept in ICU, and doctors thought that I won't survive after the brain stroke. Then I said I proved them wrong that I survived. Second thing is that the doctors thought that I'll be on the bed forever, but I proved them wrong. So I rose from the ashes like a phoenix. So for 2 weeks I was in hospital, and these hospitals they exploited the situation at that time, and they were exploiting the situation. They were asking me money, and luckily my younger son who lived in Seattle, USA, and he sent money, and then I gradually with that money, then and we somehow have paid to hospital and paid the bills. Then we came to home. So after I came to home, then I did physiotherapy exercises, and then MRI scan and various other tests were done. Then gradually I was recovering. For 5 to 6 months, I was on the bed, but I did physiotherapy exercises. Then again, I started walking because my right leg was totally paralyzed. I started walking slowly, and it took 4 years. But still, I have some minor health challenges. But still, I am very positive that I'll be able to overcome the challenges, and I'm able to walk. And this right hand is still problematic. This is the problem. So this is the major challenge. This COVID taught a lesson. It tells how fragile the life is. So you can't take the life for granted. So these are all the experiences I encountered, and by the grace of God, or because of some superpowers, or maybe because of the power of subconscious mind, somehow I started bouncing back, and I think still it will take 2 to 3 years to recover. This is briefly about my story. So the doctors exploited, hospitals exploited, and lack of cylinders at that time in India. And I didn't have money, but luckily my younger son sent money from Seattle to India. So gradually we recovered. So what I feel is that everything happens for a reason. All that happens for good. So I'm very positive about life. Yeah.
Great. Well, thank
Yeah.
you. And it takes a lot of courage and guts to really talk about a difficult situation like that. And you could detect how when you share it, you do it with full transparency, no hesitation,
Mm.
and with the intent to really inspire and help the somebody
Yeah.
listening here that
Yeah.
that might be going through a difficult time, or had a setback, like something similar. It could be a physical issue, and they don't have to allow that physical issue to hold them back. They can
Yeah.
they can
Yeah.
adapt to what is and make the most of what they can do.
Yeah, yeah. I started adapting. Yeah, you rightly said. After the brain stroke, I started adapting, and I started recovering. I'm grateful to my wife and my two sons, and I survived. So really, we are very happy. So we are very happy, and we are grateful to God, our Almighty, or maybe because of the power of subconscious mind, we survived. So this is the story about my brain stroke. Then secondly, I have chronic back pain. That is the second thing,
Oh,
and
God, you have chronic back pain.
yeah, this chronic back pain, why I got is that I started I started I started writing, and by sitting continuously, so that led to a chronic back pain. This is one more challenge. Then the doctor advised me to go for walk. So I have I am a fitness freak. For the 40 years I'm going to gym. But even then I started developed this chronic back pain. Then I started going for a walk. I get relief. I still have this back pain, and why I had this chronic back pain was that I was sitting and writing continuously, because I was so much passionate about writing. So because of that passion, I started writing, but it led to this chronic back pain. I still have the chronic back pain. I have internal allergies. This is one more segment. Then the third segment is that betrayal by my father and brother-in-law. And that's one more challenge. And I was born into a toxic family. So these are all the challenges. But I never give up. My nature is that keep have a positive attitude and keep moving, and let go and move on. This is what I have decided. Yeah.
Yes, let go. And letting go sometimes is a very hard thing for people to do. Any
Yeah.
insights you could talk about letting go, like meaning that for me, that's letting go of the control I can't control.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I can't control other people, and I can't control overall situations. Just, I can't get caught up in what people think or what they say, other than what I can control when I respond to it. That's all I can do. Any thoughts from your end on that?
Yeah, it's correct. Let go and move on. That's the slogan I share with everyone. And everyone has challenges. Everyone have setbacks. So we have to keep moving, and we have to add value and impact humankind. So we have to very positive, and this positivity helped me to bounce back from so many challenges. In fact, I have I was I overcame death more than 10 times. So that means it's very clear that I was born with some purpose, and I was born to do something big globally. So I'm very positive in that way. And secondly, this we have to let go of. That means when you must understand the fact that the things which are under your control you can manage it, but for the things which are not within your control you can't do anything. So what you have to learn to adjust, and you learn to move on and keep moving forward. According to the research, if people waste 30% of their precious time by thinking about their past, which will never come back. So people think too much about the future that can't be predicted. So best thing is to learn to live in the present. So when you start living in the present, so you'll be mindful, and you keep adding value and impacting. So these are all the some of the core messages I am sharing with you.
Yeah. No,
Mm.
thank you for that. Just great insights, and that people could really take from what you shared that can help them in these particular areas.
Yeah.
So any other, before we move on, we're going to talk a little bit about some of the things you're gonna put in your memoir and other things you've done in your other books. But any other advice you'd give anybody listening right now about not just surviving to survive, but to survive to now turn your obstacle into an opportunity? Any other insights that you could share there?
Yeah, see, in the year 2007, I became a faculty member, and and my salary was very much limited, and I was an accidental educator. So I wanted to do business, which didn't work out. Then I became an author by accident. So I became an accidental educator in the year 2007. Then again, I didn't have enough money at that time, but I started motivating my wife and two sons, and we started leading from the front. And second thing is that I motivated my two sons also, and I encouraged them to become public speakers. So like that, I engaged my two sons creatively and positively. And so now both are very good speakers, not a great speakers. They are good speakers. So like this, I started encouraging my two sons, and also I'm motivating my wife, because everyone has challenges. Only thing we have to overcome the challenges, and we have to keep moving. So I started encouraging my two sons, and then again, and also I started motivating students in the colleges, and I started delivering. I started. I started delivering messages and speeches, and I also conducted private classes outside the college, so motivated the people. So this is how I did at that time, because we have to engage in a right way. Because if you unnecessarily get into wrong places and wrong activities, then you lose your interest. So best thing is to engage productively, creatively, in such a way that you can grow, and also you can impact the people. So after I became an education accidental educator, I started motivating students, and also students started loving me. So then, in the month of December 2007, I had only limited money. With that limited money, I joined for my PhD. And 2008, suddenly what happened? Things have changed. Rules were changed, and the fee for the PhD was hiked. So I made a very smart decision by enrolling for a PhD in the month of December 2007. And if I delayed by 2 or 3 weeks, then probably I wouldn't have joined for my PhD. So everything I tell everyone that when you get opportunities, grab them. Don't delay them. Don't procrastinate. So best thing is to avail the opportunities, whatever you come across, and you walk your talk and lead from the front.
Mm, great. Thank you for that, for sharing that. And I know we're going to talk a little bit more about your books in the last segment, but in the few minutes that we have left in this segment,
Oh,
any how important is consistency and persistency, like just
yeah.
being consistent, being disciplined, doing the things sometimes we don't want to do, but doing it
Oh.
anyway because we know it's going to move us forward? Why is that it's so important? And how can you relate that to your story to share with the audience, in the next minute before our break?
Okay. See, I'm very consistent, and I'm patient, and I'm very consistent. Means I wake up morning 4 o'clock, night 10 o'clock, I sleep. So throughout the day, I work very hard. I'm very consistent. And second thing is, I am persistent by nature. I don't give up. And people often waste. I don't believe in criticizing, condemning the people. The best thing is to think positive and keep moving in a right way. So when you do so, what happens? You engage yourself right way, and you will be productive, and also you will make a difference in the lives of others.
Great.
Mm.
Wonderful. Wonderful sharing. And I could second what you shared. Consistency is the driver
Yeah.
of anything sustainable with
Mm.
success, and doesn't
Yeah.
mean everything goes right. It's just
Mm.
knowing that the consistency of focusing on, for always continually improving personally,
Yeah.
professionally,
Yeah.
the always learning from our mistakes,
Yeah.
taking ownership if something doesn't go right, and then being accountable to turn
Yeah.
it around. Those are the
Yeah.
things that the consistency is what makes anything worthwhile sustainable, and obviously is what is the premise of what this show is all about, and so on. So as we go into we're going to be heading into break here, and any final thoughts, like in the next 15 seconds, you like to sum everything up that you shared in this segment?
No, be ambitious, don't be over ambitious, and lead from the front. And everything happens for a reason. Life is beautiful, life is amazing, life is creative. So enjoy every moment of your life and add value and impact. So because you are living in this world for a limited time, so utilize your time in such a way that you can add value and impact the humankind.
Great. Well, I know we got more to come in the last segment with you, but everybody, we got to go to break. We got more to come here with Professor M.S. Rayo, Survivor. Turn your scars into stars. We'll be right back after the break.
What is balance? It's being true to your purpose and not being distracted by shiny objects, surrounding yourself with family and loved ones, nurturing your spirituality, maintaining healthy balance of emotional and physical wellness, and being present in the moment. Chris Salem creates awareness about unblocking mindset barriers for sales professionals, business leaders, entrepreneurs, and all types of people to have sustainable success at the next level. The solution evolves out of the problem or challenge. The issue is that many people and businesses manage the effect but do not address the root cause. You now have an opportunity to live your life and operate your business in the solution rather than the effect of your challenges. Schedule a time to chat about your goals and the person you desire to be by going to ChristopherSalem.com. We have group consulting calls, one-on-one, and other programs to assist you. It will be the best thing you do for yourself to see how sustainable success is possible for you in your life and business. Join us at the next level. Visit ChristopherSalem.com. Voice America is on LinkedIn. Connect with us today. You are listening to Sustainable Success with Chris Salem. Send an email to Chris at ChristopherSalem.com. Now, back to Sustainable Success.
Welcome back to Sustainable Success. If you're just joining us, we're talking about Survivor, Turn Your Scars into Stars with Professor M.S. Rayo. Again, we highly encourage you to check out this show in its entirety here on the Listspin platform, or also on Spotify, Apple, also YouTube audio version, and our Facebook page at Sustainable Success 2017. Again, we've had many of our great guests there sharing their words of wisdom and insights to take your level of influence, business, individually and as a whole, as a business, to the next level. Professor Rayo, just great information that you've shared about this topic, and sharing from your personal experiences and stories to inspire people listening here. I know you're an expert in the area of soft leadership, even though that wasn't the subject of today's topic. But also something very important that we should know more about, especially if we're going to turn obstacles into opportunities. Can you share some insights from that?
Yeah, in the year 2011, that means I got 2011, I joined for I got my PhD, and I think it took 3 to 4 years for me to complete my PhD. Then I got my doctorate. So
Yeah.
after I earned my PhD in soft skills, then I started doing research about soft leadership. And usually, people become complacent once they get PhD. They take rest and they do the routine things. Whereas in my case, what I did was that 2011, I started writing books on soft skills and soft leadership, and I had an idea about soft leadership, and I was conducting MDP programs and leadership development classes in the year 2010 and 2011. I had an idea to explore soft leadership, and how I got this topic was that because there were so many leadership styles at that time, like autocratic, democratic, laissez-faire. So like that, so many servant leadership, like that, so many leadership styles were prevailing at that time. Then I believe two things in my life. One is I take feedback regularly, then I read continuously. So I take feedback from my students and from the other people. So because I always take feedback, then again I started thinking about soft leadership. So then I started integrating soft skills with leadership. Then I started soft leadership. This is the origin of soft leadership. And the soft leadership is all about people skills without compromising the task orientation. The soft leadership is all about partnership. That means there is nothing like bosses or subordinates. So that's the reason I started emphasizing on this soft leadership, and I am still doing a lot of research about soft leadership, and hopefully I'll create some new things in soft leadership. So this is briefly about soft leadership. And if you have any questions, you can ask me apart from soft leadership.
Yeah. So talk a little bit about, soft leader. It can if that is skill, like soft skills, like can that be considered performance skills too? Like how how do we enhance those to make it so we can, perform better? Or
Yeah,
if we're not good at something, how to delegate more of that and so we can
yeah.
focus on what we're good at. Any insights to that?
Yeah, I would talk briefly about soft leadership. The soft skills are all about people skills. They are different from hard skills. So we need to blend soft skills with hard skills so that can get the proper results. And there is a more importance for soft leadership, whether you are having artificial intelligence or any area. Soft skills are very much required. And there are three levels of management: top management, middle management, and lower management. At the lower management, you have to focus more on soft skills. And at the middle level management, you have to emphasize both the hard skills and soft skills. And when you go to the senior level, CEO level, you have to focus on soft skills, because you don't have to apply any hard skills. You'll be focusing on soft skills and other areas. So this is about soft leadership. So this soft leadership is very much required, whether they are millennials or baby boomers or Gen X or Gen Z. So we need to focus on soft skills, and we have to emphasize more on soft skills as in view of this Gen Z. Gen Z is very smart and brilliant. They are very young people. They are tech savvy, and technically they are very smart. But these people have to focus on soft skills. And if you look at most of the young people, what they are doing is that they are sitting, they are using their technical skills, but they are not thinking about soft skills. So we need to encourage them to develop soft skills, so that they can grow as great leaders.
Yeah. Yeah,
Mm.
absolutely. Absolutely. And based upon your insights now with soft leadership, are you starting to see more, like, I guess, how could I say it? Like industries starting to embrace it, even more universities now want to incorporate it more into their curriculum.
Yeah, correct. I did a lot of research about soft skills, and I also created certain areas where we have to where we need to focus on soft skills. And also, I one of the books is about soft skills, which is basically related to curriculum and various aspects I mentioned in that book. So it's a very long drawn process. Soft skills means, people take very easy, and it takes a lot of time. Technical skills can be acquired easily, but soft skills can't be acquired that easily, because these are all people skills. Already I published a book which talks about curriculum for students, so that they can grow as good leaders who can leverage soft skills to grow as leaders. Yeah.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Absolutely. Great insights. Um, like in terms of, like, when you're talking about leadership, does this have to be something that has to start from the top down? Like would it be in a family, like a community, a business, an organization, or is this something that as an individual, no matter where we are on the totem pole, we can do this. We can it's about self leadership. Like we could assign it to that, correct?
Yeah, this soft leadership is, as I told, it's required for all levels of management, whether at the top level or middle level or lower level. So soft skills are required, irrespective of the industry, irrespective of the sector. We need soft skills, and people are emphasizing more on soft skills. Whether they are baby boomers, Gen X, Gen Y, or Gen Z, and we have to emphasize more on soft skills for the Gen Z, because this Gen Z are tech savvy, digital savvy, but they don't know how to get along with other generations. This is a very big challenge, and most of the young people, they are sitting with they are tech savvy. They are focusing on technical aspects, but what we have to do is we must also encourage emotional intelligence, especially for the Gen Z, so that they can get along with other generations. So we have to emphasize more on this soft skills, especially for the Gen Z.
Yeah. No, absolutely. No, thank you for sharing that. And I hope listeners that that you are taking notes, because this is some, these are not only applicable to life skills, but also anything we do when we're being the example and being a resource for others in our role and duties in our businesses or our careers. So important. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that here. What would be anything else that you would like to share, Professor Rayo, from leadership, or anything with the memoir, or any of the books you've done in the past, any other wisdom that you could share with our audience?
See, I published books in a different genre. In the sense, 2010, I made my debut as a non-fiction author. Then again, I started writing about self-help books. Then I entered into teaching, training. Then again, I entered into this mindfulness. Then again, now I entered into this new genre, that is memoir. So these are all the different areas I entered. The basic challenge with me was that I don't have any coach, I don't have any mentor. Whatever was coming across, and I was grabbing the opportunities, and I was moving forward. So precisely, I knocked the doors and created the opportunities and led. This is how I led in my life. And these are all the aspects. Then again, when we talk about leadership, we have to leadership means there are so many definitions about leadership. So my way of leadership is that you have to emphasize on ethics and etiquette, and you have to lead from the front, and you should be a role model for others. And again, so these are all the aspects I'm covering. And apart from that, I would like to know whether you want to have any questions. But one more thing I would like to share with you is that when I published books around, I published around 10 books on soft skills and soft leadership. And the soft leadership is useful for companies and also countries. In the sense, I wrote a book emphasizing about global peace, which is by connecting with soft leadership. Then again, I published soft leadership in various generations. So like that, I entered different areas. So whatever was available, because I didn't have any coach, I don't have any mentor, so I don't have any guide. This was the biggest challenge. But despite all the challenges, I kept moving.
Yeah.
So this is the life. You don't get things on a platter.
Oh, absolutely.
And you don't get things on a platter. So you have to utilize the resources. It's the bad tradesman who blames his tools. The good tradesman will utilize
absolutely.
Utilize the tools, and still he will make an impact. Yeah.
So, Professor Rayo, we just have less than we have about a minute and a half before the show ends. I want to make sure that you take the next 30, 40 seconds. Let the listeners know, how can they get in contact with you? What are you up to? And anything you'd like to give them in terms of the book, Soft Leadership, or any of the books that you want to point them in the right direction.
See, my books are available on Amazon, and I'm a LinkedIn addict. Mostly, I sit with my LinkedIn only. So you can purchase my books online on Amazon. And I have 4 blogs, and I have 3 YouTube channels. I believe in acquiring my knowledge and sharing my knowledge. So my books are available. You can purchase online, especially on Amazon. And I have different resources. So everything is given. And above all, I would like to share one thing. If you can Google my name as Professor M. S. Rao, you will find my books, resources, and connections. Alternatively, you can also search as soft leadership. When you Google soft leadership, then also you will understand the kind of books I published and the kind of impact I have made globally.
Yeah. No, absolutely. We'll make sure that is in the show notes, and we'll make sure that is documented there. I want to thank you, Professor Rayo, for taking the time out of your schedule to be with us here again. Always a great guest here on the Sustainable Success Show, and we want to thank you personally.
I am very much grateful to you, Chris, for giving me this opportunity. I know you for the many years, and especially I love your baritone. Your vocal cords are very strong. I love your mesmerizing voice, and also with strong vocal cords. So I'm very happy, and thank you for giving me this wonderful opportunity.
Thank you so much. And listeners, we want to thank you joining us here at Sustainable Success each and every week. Again, we are committed to bringing in subject matter experts like Professor M.S. Rayo in to share their words of wisdom, insights to help elevate you and your business to the next level. If you'd like to see future content that has not been covered on the show over the last 8 years, which I would say is we've covered a lot, let us know. Reach out to us here at chris@sustainablesuccess.net. We'd be happy to evaluate for a future show. Till then, everybody, have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you next week at the same time. Take care.
Thank you for tuning into Sustainable Success. Be sure to join Chris Salem and his guests every Wednesday at 12 noon Pacific Time and 3 p.m. Eastern Time on the Voice America Business Channel. Have an incredible week.